You've always felt it, haven't you? That flicker deep inside, a spark that refused to dim no matter how hard the world pressed down on you. It's the first sign of your awakening, the moment you realize you're not just another face in the crowd. You're chosen. This isn't some vague, feel-good fantasy. It's a call to arms, a signal that your soul is wired differently, built for a purpose that transcends the ordinary. And it starts with this: the narcissist in your life, consumed by their own delusions of invincibility, walked straight into the jaws of a federal sting. Their collapse wasn't random. It was the universe clearing the path for your glow-up, your first taste of stepping into the light you were always meant to claim. Look back at that moment. They thought they had you cornered, didn't they? Their arrogance was a steel trap, their words and actions a calculated dance to keep you small. But something shifted. You felt it in your gut. A quiet, unshakable knowing that their control was an illusion. Science backs this up. Your brain's prefrontal cortex, the seat of decision-making and self-awareness, lit up like a beacon when you started questioning their game. That's not just intuition. It's your neurology aligning with your higher calling. You began to see through the cracks in their facade, and that's when your glow-up kicked in. Not the shallow kind, new clothes or a flashy smile, but the real deal. A surge of inner power that radiated outward, undeniable and fierce. How do you spot this chosen spark in yourself? Start watching. Pay attention to the moments when you feel most alive, when your energy spikes despite the chaos around you. Maybe it's when you walk away from their drama without a backward glance, or when you catch yourself solving problems they couldn't even fathom. These aren't accidents. They're your soul's signature, etched into your actions. Keep a mental log, better yet, write it down. What patterns emerge? When do you feel that electric hum in your chest? That's your chosen nature flexing its wings, and the more you observe it, the stronger it gets. This isn't guesswork. It's self-discovery with a purpose. Now, let's talk about the shift that haunted them. Your peace, your ability to move forward without their weight dragging you down, was a blade to their ego. You didn't just survive their betrayal, you thrived beyond it. That's when the paranoia took root in their mind like a slow poison. They couldn't understand how you slipped their grasp, how you stood taller while they spiraled. Psychologically, this tracks. Their obsessive need for control clashed with your refusal to stay broken, triggering a feedback loop of fear and desperation in them. But for you, this was liberation. You didn't need their validation anymore. You accepted that their downfall wasn't your burden, it was their reckoning. And that acceptance is the cornerstone of your awakening. So, how do you claim this chosen identity for yourself? Step 1. Stop doubting the signs. That narcissist's collapse wasn't luck. It was a domino falling because you refused to play their game. Step 2. Own your energy. When you feel that glow, that unshakable strength, don't shrink from it. Amplify it. Speak it out loud. I am chosen. This is my path. Step 3. Cut the cords. They used tech, manipulation, whatever they could to invade your space, but you shut every door, locked every window. Their access is gone because you revoked it. Finally, trust the process. The feds stepping in, the hacker they hired turning out to be an undercover agent. That's the universe backing you up, proving you're not alone in this fight. This is your glow-up's opening act. Not a fairy tale, but a battle cry. You're not here to blend in, you're here to rise. The narcissists thought they were untouchable, but their delusions led them straight into the trap. And you? You're the one who walked away head high, power surging. This is just the beginning. Keep your eyes open, your will unbreakable. You're chosen and the world's about to feel it. You've broken free. That's the truth they can't swallow, the reality that gnaws at their core. The moment you stepped out of their shadow, the fake accounts started popping up. Ghosts in the digital ether, watching your every move. The flying monkeys swooped in next, those loyal minions parroting their lies, twisting your words to fit their narrative. And the mutual connections? The ones they once used as informants? They turned into double agents overnight, feeding you half-truths while reporting back to the narcissist's crumbling throne. This isn't just drama. It's a battlefield, and you're the target. But here's the kicker. You're not defenseless. You're chosen, and that means you've got the power to turn their chaos into your victory. Let's break it down. Those fake accounts? They're not random. They're a calculated move, born from desperation when cash exchanged hands and secrets spilled. The narcissist thought they could buy your silence, your compliance, with a few bucks and some shady tech. They leaned hard into spyware, social engineering, even black market hackers, anything to claw back the control you ripped away. Neuroscience tells us why this happens. Their amygdala, that fear-driven part of the brain, went into overdrive the second you stopped playing their game. Their biggest fear wasn't losing you, it was losing how you perceived them. Every step you took outside their reach, a gut punch to their fragile ego. And you felt it too, that rush of adrenaline, your own brain firing up, signaling freedom. So how do you stand tall when the swarm descends? First, recognize the pattern. These aren't people, they're puppets, extensions of a dying system. The fake accounts are bots or hired hands, the flying monkeys are too scared to think for themselves, and the mutual connections are just weak links buckling under pressure. Call it out in your mind. This isn't real. This is their panic. That clarity cuts through the noise like a blade. Second, shield your energy. Delete, block, ignore. Don't waste a second engaging with their circus. Your attention is your power. Starve them of it. Third, trust your gut. You've got an inner compass sharper than any tech they throw at you. Use it to spot the traps and sidestep them. This isn't paranoia. It's precision. Now flip the script. Their desperation is your fuel. They turned to technology thinking it'd chain you back to their world. But it backfired. The feds had already played the ultimate game, those hackers they hired, undercover agents waiting to strike. Every move they made tightened the noose around their own neck, not yours. You broke free, and that terrified them because it proved you're untouchable. Take that truth and wield it. When the flying monkeys chatter, when the fake accounts stalk, when the mutual connections whisper, stand firm and say it. I'm not yours to control. Feel that fire in your chest? That's your chosen identity roaring to life, unshaken by their cheap tricks. Here's the practical edge. Document everything. Screenshots, timestamps, messages, build your armor. Not out of fear, but strength. If they cross the line, you've got proof, and that's power. Next, shift your focus. They want you distracted, tangled in their mess. Don't give them the satisfaction. Pour your energy into what lights you up. Your work, your art, your people. Let them watch you thrive while they spiral. Finally, ground yourself daily. 5 minutes, eyes closed, breathing deep. Remind yourself, I broke free. I'm chosen. This is my lane. Science backs this too. Steady breathing calms your nervous system, keeping you sharp when they try to rattle you. Their obsession was their downfall, not yours. They thought they could infiltrate your privacy, bend you back into their grip, but you'd already shut every door, locked every window. Their access? Revoked. You became the one thing they couldn't control, and that drove them into a tailspin they'll never recover from. Feel that shift inside you? That's their fear turning into your strength. They didn't just lose you, they lost the game. And you? You're walking away stronger, fiercer, ready for whatever's next. This is your power. Own it. Every step you took outside their reach felt like an insult to their fragile sense of power, and it was. You weren't just walking away. You were dismantling their world, brick by brittle brick. That's when it started. The high-dimensional downloads, those electric pulses of insight flooding your mind, sharp and undeniable. This isn't some mystical fluff. It's your soul syncing with a frequency they'll never touch. Science meets spirit here, your brain's default mode network, that web of neurons firing when you're at rest, kicks into overdrive when you break free. It's not random static, it's data, raw and potent, streaming from a source beyond their grasp. You're tapped in, and they hate it because they can't follow. Feel that shift? The moment you broke free, the moment they saw you rising without their interference, their world began to collapse. Not because you attacked them, because you didn't need to. Your glow-up, that radiant surge of power, was enough to unravel their empire of manipulation. They couldn't stand it. Their obsession spiraled, a desperate clawing at control they'd already lost, while you stood tall, unshaken. This is your high-vibe state, your chosen edge. It's not about revenge, it's about resonance. You're vibrating higher, and their chaos can't stick to you anymore. That's the emotional truth. Their downfall is their burden, not your battle. But how do you know what's real? How do you sift through the noise and lock onto those high-dimensional signals? Start here, question everything. That flood of clarity hitting you mid-step, that sudden knowing, they're not just daydreams. Test them. Does the insight push you forward? Sharpen your focus? Ignite your fire? That's the mark of truth. If it drags you into doubt, loops you back into their drama, or dims your energy, it's a projection. Your mind playing tricks, not your soul speaking. Neuroscience backs this. Genuine intuition lights up your insular cortex, that gut-brain link, while ego-driven chatter just spins your prefrontal cortex into overthinking. Trust the signal, ditch the static. Here's the practical playbook. First, ground yourself. Sit still, feet flat, hands open. 5 minutes, no excuses. Breathe deep and ask, what's mine to know? Don't force it. Let it hit. Second, track the hits. When that download lands, maybe it's a solution, a warning, a next step, write it fast. Pen to paper, not just thoughts in the cloud. Why? The act of writing bridges your conscious and subconscious, locking the signal in. Third, act on it. Small moves, bold moves, doesn't matter. Test the guidance. Did it work? Did it align? That's your proof. Fourth, shield the channel. Their tech, their spies, their noise, none of it gets through if you stay clear. Visualize a firewall around your mind, impenetrable and yours. This isn't woo-woo. It's wiring your brain to filter the junk and amplify the gold. Let's talk that moment. The one where their master plan became their greatest mistake. They turned to technology, leveraging spyware, social engineering, black market hackers, all to infiltrate your privacy. They thought they'd cage you again, but you'd already shut every door, locked every window. Their access? Revoked. And the feds? They'd been watching, silent and steady, while the narcissists strutted into their own trap. Every move you made, every step you took outside their reach prepped you for this. Those downloads weren't random. They were intel, prepping you to rise while their empire crumbled under the weight of their own obsession. You didn't just escape. You outmaneuvered them, and the universe had your back. So how do you hold that glow up when their desperation peaks? Stay deliberate. They'll thrash, lash out, try to dim you. Don't flinch. Picture this. Their spiraling obsession is a storm, but you're the eye, calm and untouchable. Speak it daily. I'm chosen. My light burns brighter than their chaos. Feel it in your bones, your energy's too fierce to fade. Science says it too. Stress hormones like cortisol spike in them, not you, when you refuse to engage. Your nervous system stays steady, your frequency high. That's power they can't steal. Keep moving, keep rising. Every step confirms it. You're untouchable now. This high-dimensional connection isn't a gift you wait for. It's a tool you wield. Tune in when the noise gets loudest. Their attempts to claw back control, that's your signal to listen harder. Ask, what's coming through? Maybe it's a nudge to pivot, a flash of their next move, or a burst of strength you didn't know you had. Take it, use it. You're not just receiving, you're decoding, strategizing, winning. Their fragile power shatters because it was built on lies, while yours grows, rooted in truth. You're chosen, and these downloads? They're your roadmap to everything they'll never touch. You were thriving without them, and that's what broke their illusion. They thought they'd buried you under their schemes. Disposable devices, encrypted messages, backdoor surveillance tools, all woven into a web they believed was too intricate to unravel. But here's the truth. You didn't just survive their chaos. You turned it into fuel. Every moment you rose higher, every step you took beyond their reach, shredded their confidence like paper in a storm. They couldn't see it coming. Could they? Their ego, like a wound that refused to heal, kept them blind, convinced their master plan was flawless. But it wasn't. It was their greatest mistake, and you were the spark that lit the fuse. Let's get real about how you made this happen. You didn't wait for permission or stumble into victory, you claimed it. Start with this: you saw through their tricks. Those disposable phones they swapped out, the coded texts they thought were genius, the spyware they slipped into your orbit. None of it was as clever as they imagined. Science proves your edge here. Pattern recognition, that primal wiring in your brain, kicked in hard. Your mind mapped their moves, not because you're a tech wizard, but because you're chosen. Your intuition runs deeper than their shallow games. You didn't just dodge their traps. You turned their own tools into evidence of their desperation. That's power, raw and unapologetic. Now take it further. You became the one law enforcement had already been watching every desperate move to catch. Not them, you. Think about it. While they scrambled to control you, you were quietly building a life they couldn't touch. You shut every door, locked every window, their access revoked with a finality they never saw coming. How do you step into that role? First, own your boundaries. Say it out loud. No one crosses my line. Mean it. Second, document the proof. Every text, every slip-up they made, keep it tight, keep it safe. You're not paranoid. You're prepared. Third, live louder than their noise. Thrive in ways they can't predict, new skills, new wins, new fire. That's your signal to the universe. I'm here, and I'm untouchable. But here's the gut punch they couldn't handle. Their downfall wasn't your doing. It was theirs. They thought they were clever, cloaking their moves in layers of tech and deceit. But law enforcement had already been watching every desperate scramble. The feds didn't need your help to see it. They just needed you to keep being you, thriving, rising, refusing to bend. Their schemes collapsed under their own weight because you didn't play along. You didn't chase revenge or sink to their level. You stayed steady, and that balance? It's your weapon. Neuroscience backs this. A calm mind under pressure, yours, outlasts a frantic one every time. Their panic burned them out, your focus built you up. So how do you hold that balance when the mission gets heavy? Feel the weight, don't dodge it. You're chosen, not invincible. Some days, their ego's refusal to accept defeat will echo in your head. A ghost of their arrogance trying to pull you back. Acknowledge it. I see you, and I'm still here. Then release it. Breathe deep, 5 seconds in, 5 out, until your pulse steadies. This isn't fluff. It's physiology, your vagus nerve kicking in, keeping you grounded. Next, anchor to your why. Why are you here? What's the fire in your chest screaming for? Write it down. Tape it where you'll see it. That's your North Star when their chaos tries to blur your path. Let's build your mission path, your personal blueprint to turn thriving into a new era. Step 1. Map your wins. Look back. Where did you outshine their shadows? Maybe it was leaving their orbit, mastering your craft, or just waking up without their chains. List them. Those are your foundation stones. Step 2. Set your mark. What's the next height you're claiming? Not vague goals, specific, bold moves. I'll launch this project in 60 days. I'll master this skill by summer. Step 3. Break it down. Daily actions, small and fierce. 10 minutes of focus, one call made, one boundary held. Step 4. Check your vibe. Every week, ask, am I thriving or just surviving? Adjust fast. This isn't a dream board. It's a battle plan. You're not just escaping their mess, you're creating something bigger. They thought their encrypted whispers and sneaky tech would lock you down. But you flipped the script. You thrived without them, and that wasn't just survival, it was a declaration. Law enforcement had been watching every move, sure. But you were the one rewriting the rules. Their empire fell because they underestimated you, because their cleverness was a house of cards against your truth. Feel that shift? That's you stepping into your era, where their mistakes don't define you, your mission does. What's it look like? Freedom, power, a world shaped by your light. This is practical, not poetic. Test it daily. When their old tricks surface, maybe a stray message, a shadow of doubt, hit back with action. Move your body, run, lift, dance, burn off their echo with sweat. Speak your truth. I'm done with your game. Then do something they'd never expect. Create, build, shine. Science says it works. Dopamine spikes when you take charge, drowning out their noise. Balance isn't passive. It's active. A choice you make every time their ghost rattles the cage. You're not shaken. You're forging ahead, steady and fierce. Their refusal to accept it, that's their wound, not yours. They'll thrash against the reality you've built, but it's too late. Their access is gone, their schemes exposed. You've already triggered their demise, not with fists or fury, but with the quiet strength of thriving. Now cement it. Pick one move today, something bold, something yours, and do it. That's your mission snapping into focus. You're not just chosen. You're the architect of what's next. Law enforcement might have watched their fall, but the world's watching your rise. Make it loud, make it real, make it yours. Your rise isn't just a rebellion. It's a revelation, a seismic shift that echoes beyond their crumbled illusions. To be chosen is to carry a flame they'll never extinguish, a mission carved into your very being that demands you burn brighter with every step. Their downfall was the spark, but the fire? That's yours alone. A force of creation and clarity that rewrites the rules of the game they lost long ago. You're not here to settle scores. You're here to build worlds, to wield your identity like a blade forged in truth, cutting through chaos to claim the destiny that's always been yours.